Alrighty, I think we're back to life again. Hopefully. And hopefully we can bring the MacBook back to life. And that'd be nice, having a twofer in one day. Pato from Guam. Michael, Greg. Bit of an unusual time for me to be doing work. Yes, it's broad daylight. I'm about 12 hours out of schedule, I suppose you could say. Stuart, Arnold. Anyway, so this is a no power job. Oh, shite. Goddamn, why me? Why me? Yeah. Damn life. Alrighty. Just have to wait for me to get... You know, I was even thinking to myself, you'll probably want to take that bottom cover off, and I was like, no, I can't think of anything that should be on there. This is not a usual B2B, so it doesn't have their stickers on it. That was my bad. Alright. Yeah, I'll have to go fix that up. Okay. So we've got a 3437 and we've got a colossal amount of corrosion right here. The Wi-Fi card is probably out of action. That's our sus on for the SMC. Actually, no, it's not the sus, that's sus. That's an SMC turn on, so that's probably what's going on. It's not even getting to the point where it's turning on. No point me really putting any power into it other than we'll put power just to record what the voltage and current is. So it helps if you turn it on. Surprisingly hard to see things sometimes in the daylight. So 14 milliamps and no Alright. Hey, Ron Rogers, Missouri. Alright, let's get this out. So I don't know if you can see that corrosion or not. It's visible enough for me to be able to see it without my glasses. I don't know if it's visible enough for you. Hey Christian, on your way to work, the hard life. Things have been very quiet around here at the moment. We have barely received any postal packages at all. So I don't know exactly. Yeah, I don't know whether it's strictly COVID playing the part or whether it's just simply, I don't know, they're slowing up. Looks like we've got some short cat hair here, ginger cat. Plenty of those around here. Try to keep this one under 2 hours. Bill, how's it going? Did you get that backlight fixed? Alright, get a sticker on the customer's drive. You don't ever want to lose the customer's drive. Or if you do, at least if it's stickered, you can always go back and go, oh, well, I know where that one belongs to. Nothing, well, okay, there's probably many things, but it's quite terrifying to lose a drive, and then you find a drive and find that you've got about 20 or 30 drives that are the same in your workshop, and all of them are unmarked. And you go, well, I don't know which one's which. And then, of course, you have to load them into the systems, examine the data, see if you can determine who the person, the owner is. It's a bit stressful. Particularly when the customer's sitting there going, where's my drive? And you're like, I really don't know. Still waiting for a part. Oh, okay. Are you waiting for the driver or no? Oh, that's right. Waiting for the screen. I cross-linked you with someone else for a second then. Sorry, you need a test screen for 1708. Hey, Sonny. Yes, filming during the broad daylight phase of life. Rather unusual for me. Main reason I can do it is because it is a 1466, so chances are I won't have to, well, I'm hoping I won't have to think too much. Ah. Okay, now I need my T8. There we go, T8. Get these hinge screws away so we don't break the heatsink when we try to remove it. Or rather, we don't we don't want to break the Wi-Fi cables, which some people seem to love doing. Yeah, I think we're good. No other corrosion on the... Insignificant Allen. Let's have a look at this dodgy corrosion here, eh? Yeah, that's pretty much going to be the fault. But we'll have a look around, you never know. There could have been a splattering elsewhere. Just make sure the camera's working. We do have a bit of corrosion around the backlight zone, but it's not too bad. That will probably just be cleaned up in the ultrasonic. It's more just surface contact corrosion. So the Wi-Fi is in a bit of a mess. I'll see whether I need to replace that or not. That's most likely all external corrosion. They do fully seal those Wi-Fi units. I wonder what it was. Maybe it was cat pee. Let's check the SMC, because that's in the nearby area. We've got the fluff. Backlight's fine. Random bits of something. Okay, so we've got a bit of corrosion up here. This is the all-sys power grid section. Although it looks like it's more on an area that's not critically used, like non-populated part, but they could be sharing a common trace. So I'm just going to see what's going on with that test pad there, because it's pretty badly corroded. Let's see what that is. Alright, that shouldn't be a problem. Just going to wash it just in case. Yeah, right. It basically just looks like a test pad off the voltage divider here, which isn't even being used. So we got lucky there. But this one here, on the other hand, that is used, but it looks like the corrosion hasn't gone all the way through, so that's good. We'll just solder that up. Likewise, this is getting a little bit close, but a bit of soldering hopefully will fix it. Or is that a break there? It's an almost break. This is certainly why you got to look around the board a little more after you feel like you've found the true fault, which is on the other side with the I'm pretty sure it's the SMC reset circuit. But if we had left this issue here on the all-sys power grid, it would have been another couple of months and it would have failed again. Joshua Bell, your cat peed on your sister's Kindle. That's no good, yeah. Cats are very bad for that. So are dogs, for that matter. Dogs seem to be a little more of like outside taggers. Cats are certainly more than happy to be inside taggers. I'm going to guess that that's probably shorted. That's 342, and U5110 is the SMC reset. So that would just, that's why we're not even getting anything on the MagSafe input. Joshua, no, this one's going to require a little more than just the presence of a messiah to make it work. So I'll fix up this all-sys power grid more as a preventative measure, and that top one there, it doesn't look like it's going to be a problem. It wasn't really eating into it, but certainly this bottom one does need to be worked on. I'm just warming the board up. Oops, so much for that flux. Seriously. It's a courier bringing stuff to me. Cool. Hopefully my wife will collect that. I hope. I better go check. She might be preoccupied with something. about yeah. It's like a mini Christmas. It's like some camera. Actually, that doesn't make sense. I didn't buy it from. Let's see, we got a job. Come in, we got a camera. Pretty sure it's a camera linkage thing. And looks like my hot air station finally arrived. Well, so much for Australian stock. What a load of bollocks. Clearly not from Australia. CNC machine? No, sadly not. That one's still very much a long way down on the waiting list. Oh, okay, so this is not actually an omnidirectional type unit, which is good because they tend to be a little more stable when they're not omnidirectional. Oh wait, no, it's the same as what I've got on the other ones, yeah. Just ignore me. Hopefully the shorter arms give it a bit more strength, which means I might be able to do something better with the overhead camera now. It's certainly got a lot more bite, so yeah. See how that goes. Alright, let's get back to the repair. Get this out of the way. Earn some money. It wasn't even packed or assembled in this country. So, never trust it with eBay. Now the reason why I'm gouging that out is because I don't want any remnants of the old corrosion there, in the sense of just in case there's still some active material in there. What I mean by that is whatever caused the corrosion, I don't want it just residing around. Like for instance, I can see these three little dots here. They will be corrosion points. Let's clear that away. Alright. So for this partially eaten away link, we're just going to drop a little wire in there. help if I could actually break off a piece. There we go. Yeah, miles, that's about right. And it really doesn't matter if you report them or anything, because you know that they're running a few hundred accounts out of the same place. So you know you knock off one and it makes no difference whatsoever to them. Yeah, it's a little bit shonky. So to make the dodgy brothers proud there. Hey Nell. Yeah, funnily enough, the Allsys power grid isn't actually the primary fault here. It's me just doing preventative maintenance on this one, for this section. The real fault is on the SMC reset circuit. Which is this. I'm gonna say, yeah, we pretty much take away all the discrete parts. The controller itself should be okay. Hey, Cookie Monster. I think my exposure's a little pushed. Slightly better. Well, let us hope it's not a dead SMC. Not really in the mood to do an SMC today, but still, the repairs dictate what I do, not my mood. You can see these traces have got some corrosion on them. I'm going to fix that up. Hey Lexi, good evening, or rather good day to you. Alright, so there's this band here that's got corrosion on it. And there's nothing left of that pad. Okay, so much for that. There was a pad there. There is no longer a pad there. We'll just clean up the corroded conformal coating area. Okay. See some more damage up here. This area is going to be nice, pretty blue by the time I'm finished with it. After I've put the UV coat on it. Just more and more keep showing up. Alright, starting to look somewhat respectable. Let's find a board that, nope, that does not have it. Got to find a board that still has that circuitry on it, which is surprisingly not so common. See you, Barry. Take care. Now, Bill, once it gets under the conformal coat, it just sort of wicks its way across the board, mostly because the coat itself protects the corrosive material from drying out, or it gives it a much better chance of spreading along. But at least with MacBooks, you do have the room to be able to scrape things back. I forgot to prep this whole area. Thinking I'm gonna have to actually scrape this back here, because that pad connects to that pad, which then goes up to here, and I can see there's two vias. So we're gonna have to run a wire from there to the end of the cap over to these two vias. That should be enough. So obviously this poor cap's only got one place to land. I suppose I could actually, you know what, I'm going to turn that around. Change of plans, as it were. Normally I like to try and keep the orientation the same as what is on the board view, so as to not confuse future victims, but in this case it's quite advantageous for me to swing that cap around and have it resting on the trace, because the trace is quite thick. Whoops. So it has more than enough meat on it, as it were. There we go, that's very nicely done, even if I say so myself. Now we'll grab that resistor that we need. very glad the new hot air station's here, because this one's very much getting weak. Now, I do need to get a replacement element for this one, because obviously I do want to keep the quick, but it's nice to have the second machine on hand. Like, so ideally I probably should have just gone for 2 quicks, but it didn't work out that way. Right, got a little cap to transfer. Hey Keith from Phoenix. Bill, yeah, at the moment it doesn't show traces, but I am working on that. It'll be yet another feature to come. The real trick is I actually need to invent a tool to allow us to generate that data, and then I can add it into Flexboard View. So I'm actually spending more time creating editing tools for Flexboard View than I am Flexboard View currently. So I may be able to come up with a way of pumping data in and then back out of tools like KiCad and Eagle. That may make it easier. Micromanage, well, we'll see how we go. Alright, so we need to now reconnect that one wire. Hopefully these strands will have enough current carrying capability. If I can even get... Damn it. Just looking for my superior tweezers wherever they might be. Ah, way over there. Let's see if these guys can grab it. Looks like I left this floating around. That's really disgusting. I'll give them a wash. Looking any better? Fraction there. There we go. Because I know, Bill, certainly with things like, the iPhones, when you're doing the, what do you call it, long screw damage repair and things like that, having access to the trace patterns is very handy. That's looking pretty good. Let's see if I can just reflow it to make it even nicer. Beautiful. Hey, Micro Repairs Limited. Shocked they've gone back to MagSafe. Yeah, it's good. It's kind of like the engineers got back in charge, so it's a ray of hope for sure to see the way things have changed back, and hopefully we'll look back upon the whole USB-C only port era as just Apple's stupid ages, and hopefully we'll never have to speak of it again. I mean, it's going to upset some people. If nothing else, it's going to upset the people who depend on Apple doing stupid things to have something to cry about. I mean, what are they going to do? Sort of go, oh, Apple's dumb for doing this now. We finally got used to having all the USB-C ports, and now they've done this. They've causing me emotional trauma. Something like that. I'm sure it will. Sure, they'll find a way. They're experts at it. I'm just happy to see it's happened. And personally, I'm very glad to see the touch bar take a hike. I mean, it was an interesting idea, but it certainly made replacing that top deck all the more painful if something went wrong. Oh, Keith, I'm sure they'll be useful for something. I mean, at least, certainly we're not going to see the complete exit or disappearance of all the USB-C only machines, but I dare say we will see them disappear faster than the things like the 1466, 1502 and 1398. I dare say a lot of people will be like, yep, I got no problem, I'm going to move to a machine that actually has sensible ports on it. So we may find in the repair industry that a lot of people aren't going to bother with repairing machines that maybe they would have otherwise. Hey Jan Zimmy, how's it going? I mean, yeah, USB-C is fine, but having only USB-C, when you know you're most likely going to be wanting things like HDMI output and card reader and things like that, that was probably the push too far. And I know it's worked okay well for Apple in the past, like when they moved everybody to no discs, or when they moved to USB ports, things like that. That worked out well for them, but didn't quite this time. Alright, I think this board's ready to be tested. Geez, that's really gone dim again, hasn't it? Yeah, I'm not sure what to do about the exposure on this thing. Ach, nee man. There we go. It's actually been such a while since I've done a 1466. Trying to find the. There we go. Just having a hard time finding one of my MagSafes. A little spider's taking a run. Okay. I can turn off that fan. Let's see. And fingers crossed this boots up. Well, we've got power, we've got MagSafe, so that's a pretty good sign. 3437, so it's going to go off on, off on, off on. One more time. Yep, it's all fixed. Excellent, that's great. So throw that into the ultrasonic and it should be good to go. Obviously I'll do more testing, but yeah, for the most part it would appear we have resolved any issues that might have been there. Okay. Which reminds me I better put my station on for extra heat. There we go. Ah. It's a fool. I need to take the heat sink off and everything. Get it prepped for doing ultrasonic, and I might actually be able to roll this one out by today, so that'll be good. We'll have a look at the hot air station just now. It wasn't planned, but We'll see what it's like. I like to knock that heatsink compound off because it does seem to mess up the ultrasonic fluid a little bit. Sort of gets in the fluid and it becomes a suspension. It makes everything all gluggy and nasty. Okay, 968. That'd be nice if most jobs were like that. Unfortunately, most jobs are not like that. That was a pretty rare win for us. Okay, Bill. Appreciate the work you do down there. If anyone has mobile phone repairs in the Melbourne or Southern Australia area, give Bill from A1 Mobile Repairs a check out. I send a lot of my stuff to him because I'm not qualified to work on phones sometimes. Actually, I just realised Bill needs to be a mod so he can drop his own link in there. Let's see. Oh, he is a mod. Bill, you should have put your website address on. Okay. Destructions. We will only look at those if we cannot work out. Oh yeah, useless power cable. Straight into the bin. Ooh, okay. Alright, that's going to be handy, having that super size. Although it's not too dissimilar to just leaving the thing off. Oh, electrostatic discharge protection measures. That can go in the bin. We don't believe in that around here. I will say it is nice that it has a removable power cable. That's definitely a win already for me, because that is the one thing on the Quick. I hate the built-in power cable that they have. I mean, you can replace it, but it means you've got to open it up, take it off the board, terminals. Whereas if they just simply put an IEC connector on the back, it would have worked for everybody. Okay, so the stand is pretty much a dead set copy. Certainly, the Quick was a real groundbreaker, a market mover. Before that, we were stuck with things like the Hacko as the best option, and that wasn't really a good option. So, surely that ain't right. Just getting a feel for this. Caution, hot. Well, that'll be good. Thanks for letting me know. It's a little narrower on this hold section, so I guess I'll get used to that. The hose is on the opposing side compared to the Quick. Doesn't power up, mostly because I haven't plugged it in. Let's have a look at these. Okay, so we've got this supposed spiral air system where they make the air go circular or whatever. I think that's probably, I don't know. I guess I'm not advanced enough, but it seems a bit bit blingy to me. It doesn't really seem legit. This is probably the nozzle I'm going to use most. I kind of wish they had it without that. Maybe I can knock that out if I find it's getting in the way. This here is definitely going to be, like I said, a useful nozzle, but then I may not even bother with it because it's like, well, just leave the nozzle off. Oh, finally, okay. Big improvement there. The fact that I can actually get nozzles on and off just simply by my hand is a fantastic improvement. I really have always hated that about the Quick, that you need to put a lot of strength into trying to get the nozzles off. So what's the point of this thing down here? Is it the same thing? Yeah, see the nozzle, on the other hand, the nozzle removal thing down here is actually not going to be that useful because the alignment perfection has to be a little bit too good. So I'm just going to use pliers and get that off. Or if I'm really stupid, which is going to happen, you know it, I'm going to use my fingers and go, oh dear God, I'm burning to death. Yeah, so that's probably what's going to happen. Alright, let's plug it in and see what happens. It's got to find an outlet that has enough juice to tolerate this without frying my circuitry. Let's try this one over here. I'm probably going to fry the circuitry, so if everything goes black, it'll be because I overloaded. Okay. Okay, off. Sorry, you're not going to be able to get to see the front of this too much. Oh, okay, so you got to press the button to actually activate it. It's definitely noisier than the Quick. The Quick is, I don't ever hear the Quick. Well, yeah, it's got a high pitched whine that might drive me insane. Okay, so that works on off. So I suppose the question is, how do I set the values? You're cleared for takeoff indeed. Let's see. Do you just hold the number down like you do with the Quick? If that's the helical tip, that's probably what's causing the whine. Okay, I'll check that. Thanks. Adjust the air and temperature. Long press for quickly adjusting. Stop pressing key for 3 seconds and it will save setting automatically. Oh, okay, so alright. So if I set, okay, set 200, 100% air and 460. Too far. I really wish we did have rotary encoder selectors rather than these up-down buttons. Alright, so I set that channel. Let's go back to that. It doesn't remember it. How dare they? Oh, saving and retrieving. Saving shortcut temperature. They can save, define temperature, blah blah blah. But pressing the button will... Oh, okay, so it is the same as the Quick, sorry. Micro, it's just getting old and the element's starting to wear down. So I just need to get another element. But I thought I'd take the opportunity to also get a spare station, since I gave away my other station to someone else. There was another chap in town who, wanted to see, using a hot air station. Let's see. Okay, right, so let's remembered that. Let's see. Let's see. 330 and 60. I see they've got a percentage here, so I'm going to have to get used to that. But I'd say 330 and 40% will probably do me for channel 2. And channel 3 will be 250, which I just use for heating up the board for taking off overfill and things like that. Now I'm setting them to what I remember, and then I'm going to see what they're like. Let's see, 250 and 6. Yeah. Okay. Guess we'll see. I just like rotary encoders a little more because you can very quickly spin them, set them. Whereas with the up-down buttons, it's always, oops, too far, come back. Yeah, it's just a lot more finicky. Looks like I lost the complete screen then. Hey, capaz. Let's see if this even works now, shall we? Just put that up there. Let's get ourselves something interesting to remove. Let's see, 3330. Want something that I kind of know. Oh, good dominant man. How many SMCs don't I have on these boards? Alright, here we go. I'm definitely going to sort out my cable routing. Trying to find my Grim Reaper. No, where the hell is my Grim Reaper? Oh, there it is. Okay, so this is the 250. It's definitely got a longer nozzle. I might actually use the saw and cut that off a bit. Oh, got to start it. Oh, that could be a pain in my butt. Because I don't always have a second hand available to do that. Is there any way you can make it so it just goes by the magnetic stand only? Yeah, I would like to be able to bypass that button. Bottom, yeah, I'm not overly concerned really. It's coming off. Oh, this is gonna... It's already pissing me off. Maybe I'll get used to it. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna... Well, I shouldn't say definitely, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up cutting back the nozzle. That came off. That was good. That it was certainly quicker than what the Quick's been doing lately. So I'm happy for that. So it's certainly got the power. Not that I was doubting that anyway. All of these reasonable new machines have plenty of power in them. Yeah, the handle button. I mean, I get it. It's a good safety feature, but it's a little bit frustrating. Yeah, it's definitely doing a good job. Can't complain. Certainly not money wasted, put it that way. Let's try it on something annoying. Let's remove the CPU. No, just kidding, I'm not going to do that. So it goes with a couple of caps. Yep, no complaints. Alright, there you go. That's your 5-minute, not too technical, not too bullshitty review of the app, and it seems to be fine. Can't go wrong with the money. The button, I'll see whether I get used to it or whether it will drive me insane. And those nozzles are just a little bit too long for doing under the microscope work. You really do want them to be not much more than... certainly about half an inch shorter would be nice. So yeah, I'll get the hacksaw out and cut them off. So, hey Jason, just leaving. Sorry, buddy. All right, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.